In Kenya, a farmer named Jane Mathoni received an alert on her mobile phone. It told her when to plant her maize crop, down to the exact week. The system analyzed rainfall patterns, soil moisture, and historical climate data using artificial intelligence. She followed the advice. Her neighbors didn't. When the drought hit 3 months later, her crop survived. Theirs failed. That alert didn't come from a government agency or a team of scientists. It came from an algorithm scanning satellite data in real time. This is happening right now. Artificial intelligence is being deployed to fight climate change in ways most people never see. But here's the question that keeps researchers awake at night. Is this technology our last hope to save the planet? Or is it the very thing that will push us over the edge? Later in this video, I'll reveal one surprising way artificial intelligence is already being used to fight climate change from space, and why it might also be the ultimate instrument of power. Stick around, because this one might change how you think about the future. Let's start with the hope, because there's genuine reason for it. One of the most powerful capabilities of machine learning is pattern recognition, and climate systems are some of the most complex patterns in existence. Oceans, forests, weather systems, energy grids, human behavior, all interconnected, all influencing each other in ways we've never fully understood. No single scientist, no supercomputer has ever been able to track every variable simultaneously and predict outcomes with precision. Until now. Take agriculture. The group Climate AI builds predictive tools that help farmers anticipate droughts, shifting weather patterns, and crop failures before they happen. In Kenya and India, these systems are already in use. Farmers receive alerts telling them when to plant, when to harvest, when to conserve water. For families living season to season, where one bad harvest means hunger, this isn't abstract technology. It's survival. And it's working. Studies show that farmers using these tools have increased yields by up to 20% while using less water. That's not hype. That's measurable impact. But agriculture is just the beginning. Energy is where artificial intelligence may have the biggest immediate impact, and also where the contradictions become most visible. Because here's the first twist. Every solution it powers hides a problem it might create. That tension, the balance between progress and cost, is what makes this story so compelling. Data centers already consume more electricity than entire countries. The servers that power artificial intelligence, cloud storage, streaming services, they're energy-hungry machines running 24 hours a day. But here's the twist. The same technology that runs those centers can also help shrink their environmental footprint. Google famously used machine learning to analyze cooling patterns in its data hubs and cut cooling costs by 40%. 40%. That's millions of kilowatt hours saved, which translates directly into reduced carbon emissions. Now, the same optimization tools are being applied to factories, office buildings, hospitals, and even entire city infrastructures. Smart grids powered by artificial intelligence can balance energy loads in real time, reducing waste and making renewable energy sources more reliable. Transportation is another frontier where the technology is making genuine progress. Planes and cargo ships are some of the dirtiest machines humanity relies on. But flight routes can now be optimized in real time to use less fuel, accounting for wind patterns, air traffic, and weather conditions. One airline reported cutting fuel consumption by 5% using these tools, which sounds small until you realize that translates to millions of tons of carbon emissions prevented every year. In shipping, similar systems are shaving off even larger amounts. Self-driving technology, if deployed at scale, could reduce congestion and fuel waste in cities by routing vehicles more efficiently. The potential is staggering. And then there's the view from above. Satellites equipped with artificial intelligence are tracking deforestation, methane leaks, illegal fishing, and environmental damage in ways no human team ever could. NASA, the European Space Agency, and private groups like Planet Labs are building systems that scan the Earth continuously, spotting problems as they happen. One project recently discovered massive methane leaks from pipelines, invisible to the human eye but devastating for the climate. Methane is 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. Finding and fixing those leaks matters, and artificial intelligence made it possible. These breakthroughs paint a hopeful picture. They suggest that maybe, just maybe, we've finally found a tool powerful enough to help us solve a problem we created. But before we get too comfortable, ask yourself this. What if the cure comes with a hidden side effect? What if the very tool built to save us is also quietly feeding the same crisis? Because now comes the other side of the story. The same technology that helps us fight climate change can also accelerate it. Training large models demands staggering amounts of energy. One recent estimate found that training a single state-of-the-art system can emit as much carbon as 5 cars over their entire lifetime. And that's just the training phase, the initial process of building the model. Running these models daily across billions of devices and servers multiplies the footprint even further. Every query you send to an artificial intelligence system, every image it generates, every analysis it performs, it all requires energy. And most of that energy still comes from fossil fuels. Water use is another hidden cost that rarely gets discussed. To keep servers from overheating, companies pump in millions of liters of fresh water for cooling. In areas already facing drought, this pits advanced technology directly against local communities' basic needs. Imagine living in a region where water is rationed, and then discovering that a nearby data center is using enough water to supply thousands of households. That's not a hypothetical. That's happening in places like Arizona and parts of Europe right now. There's also the issue of greenwashing. Companies using climate-friendly language while quietly doing the opposite. Some corporations promote flashy projects about using artificial intelligence for sustainability while simultaneously deploying the same systems to expand fossil fuel extraction. One major oil company proudly announced it was using algorithms to reduce emissions at its refineries. Sounds good, right? But at the same time, they were deploying even more advanced models to locate new drilling sites and extract oil more efficiently. The same tool that makes an energy grid greener can also make an oil rig more profitable. And profit, not sustainability, is what drives decisions. And let's not forget surveillance. Satellites that track deforestation can just as easily track people. Smart grids that manage energy consumption can also be used to monitor individual behavior down to the household level. Under authoritarian regimes, climate technology could double as a tool for control. The data that helps scientists understand environmental patterns could also be weaponized to suppress dissent or punish communities. The line between protection and surveillance is thinner than most people realize. So where does this leave us? Caught between two possible futures. On the one hand, artificial intelligence could become our most powerful weapon against climate collapse. It could optimize energy systems, predict environmental disasters, help communities adapt, and give us the data we need to make better decisions. On the other hand, it could entrench the very systems driving the crisis, consuming vast amounts of energy, serving corporate interests, and concentrating power in the hands of those who control the technology. The difference lies not in the code itself, but in how we choose to use it. And right now, we're not making that choice consciously. We're letting it happen by default. And here's the twist I promised earlier: space. The view from above might be the most powerful and most dangerous application of all. Satellites with onboard intelligence are beginning to scan the entire planet every hour of every day. That means in the near future, we'll have a living, breathing model of Earth, a constantly updated simulation of forests, oceans, farms, cities, and ecosystems. In theory, this could give us unprecedented control over our environmental impact. We could see problems before they become catastrophes. We could track progress in real time. But in practice, it also means handing immense power to whoever owns and controls the data. Imagine a world where corporations or governments can see everything. Every forest cleared, every resource extracted, every community struggling, and decide what should be prioritized based not on need, but on profit or political advantage. It could be the ultimate climate tool, or it could be the ultimate instrument of power and control. So should we embrace artificial intelligence as our last hope, or fear it as our worst enemy? Maybe the answer is both, because like every tool in history, artificial intelligence reflects us, our greed and our wisdom, our short-term decisions and our long-term vision, our capacity to destroy and our capacity to heal. And here's the moral truth buried underneath it all. The question isn't whether the machines can save us. It's whether we'll let them learn from our better nature or from our worst instincts. Because if we teach these systems greed, they'll mirror it back 1,000 times over. But if we teach them empathy, foresight, and restraint, they might just become the greatest ally humanity ever had. The future won't be decided by the technology alone. It will be decided by the values we embed within it, by the choices we make today about who controls these tools and what they're used for. So what do you think? Is this the moment where machines finally help us heal the planet? Or will we look back and realize we built tools that made the fire burn hotter? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to know, and I'll feature the most thought-provoking answers in a future video. If this breakdown made you think differently about artificial intelligence and climate change, hit the like button. It helps more people discover these conversations. Subscribe to AI Unlocked if you want weekly deep dives into the breakthroughs, the risks, and the future of intelligence. And if someone you know is concerned about climate change or technology's role in our future, share this episode with them. These conversations matter, because the future isn't coming. It's already here.